The icy edge of a star system is the region where scientists, astronomers, and we all are stumbling around in the dark. Yet, there is so much more to be discovered and curious things to be learned. Let's get started. Last time I promised you that we would deal with more TNOs. I have 1 or 2 short episodes on my channel, so you are welcome to watch them. And now let's see an ETNO, that is extreme TNO, an extreme trans-Neptunian object, Sedna. It was discovered by Mike Brown, Chad Trujillo, and David Rabinowitz. It's the same Mike Brown who discovered Eris and who refers to himself as Pluto Killer. Remember him because he'll be mentioned later in the episode. Sedna was discovered in 2003. Probably even the scientists did not believe the data they collected. All ETNOs, basically, but Sedna exponentially, has anomalous trajectory. It takes 11,000 years for it to orbit the Sun. To put it into perspective, when Sedna was where it is now last time, humanity experienced the end of the final ice age, which is often linked to Atlantis cataclysm. In perihelion, that is the closest to the Sun, Sedna is 76 astronomical units away. In aphelion, that is the farthest from the Sun, it is 937 astronomical units away. Calculate just in your head how much it will be in kilometers. There you go. Unlike Pluto, Sedna never enters Neptune's gravitational zone. On the other hand, it doesn't leave the solar system either. Scientists assume that Sedna could not have formed at its current orbit. It was dragged where it is now by a rogue star, sometime at the infancy of a solar system. Sedna is the reddest celestial body in color after Mars in our star system. But we are not talking about a rocky surface rich in iron, like in case of Mars. Sedna is made of methane and water ice. So why is it red? Due to tholins, special hydrocarbons processed by sun radiation. This dwarf planet is isolated, and its namesake has a horroristic myth. Those of you who perceive the world exclusively with the left brain hemisphere, don't worry. This will be the only metaphysical part in this episode, so those who are unable to think with the right hemisphere, scroll to the next chapter. Sedna was an Inuit girl forced to marry kind of a birdman. Later, her father felt remorseful about it, so he went to save his daughter with a boat. When in a boat, the evil creature started chasing them, and there was a storm on the sea, so the father got scared and threw his daughter out of the boat. Sedna clung to her life. She clung to the boat, but her father severed her fingers with an axe. Mammals of the Arctic seas were created from her fingers. She became the goddess of these deep seas. In karmic astrology, Sedna indicates transgenerational betrayal as well as creation over fragmentation. We might be betrayed by our family. We might fall into pieces at times. Nevertheless, we can create magnificent things. But as Sedna is very isolated due to its elongated path, its message is that true self-mastery can be gained only alone. And now let's talk about something really exciting. Let's chase Planet 9, whether it exists or not. We don't know. We have no idea. But whenever we don't know something, we create theories. So let's explore some of these theories. Mike Brown, I told you he would be mentioned, and Konstantin Badgin believe in the super Earth theory. In accordance with this, there is a planet orbiting 400, 800 astronomical units away. Its orbit is 10,000 or 20,000 years. It's either a rocky planet or an ice giant, 5 times or 10 times the mass of the Earth. And now you may ask, we have a super telescope, JWST, which spots galaxies 13 billion light years away. How come it doesn't see a planet which is right over the corner? The explanation is more mundane than you think. This planet is far beyond the heliosphere, which means that particles of the sun don't reach it. Plus, sunlight from that distance, just like simple starlight. It means that this planet reflects very little light. And if it radiates no internal heat, it is hard to spot it in infrared. Moreover, it moves very slowly against the background of the stars, so James Webb or any other telescope could only see it if it had exact coordinates where to look for it. A primordial black hole left over from the Big Bang. I'm inclined to support this theory, but do not imagine a black hole like Sagittarius A or any other giant one in the middle of galaxies. This black hole, if exists at all, is of the size of a bowling ball. Its mass, however, is 5 times the Earth. But there's a theory that there is nothing. Why do we believe that there must be something? Because ETNO have an unusual trajectory, which is not scattered but has the same orientation, which means that some gravitational force must pull them. But they're not necessarily have to be any object. Maybe the mass of the Kuiper belt is undercalculated, or gravity itself changes, modifies in these extreme distances. It is also possible that not one object pulls these celestial bodies, but several ones. It can also be explained by galactic tides. Another plausible assumption is that this object was formed much closer to the Sun. But as the solar system evolved, it was flung to this very distant region. Some astronomers suppose that the Sun passed by a nearby star system when the solar system was very young, and its gravity dragged a planet with it. That is, it stole a planet from a different star system, and that rogue planet is still there. Soon enough, we may find out whether there is something or not. Orbital tilts are caused by something very different, because the Virus C Rubin Observatory is capable to finally answer this question that has been fascinating everyone for decades. We left Kuiper Belt behind. We left the assumed Planet 9 behind. And we're still in the solar system. Now we reach the Oort Cloud, named after John Oort, who claimed in 1950 that long-period comets originated from here, and he was right. The Oort Cloud is a spheric shell surrounding the whole solar system. It begins at about 2,000 astronomical units away. It ends, get ready, 100,000 or even 200,000 astronomical units away. To compare the distances, look at this. So it means that where the Oort Cloud ends, the Sun no longer has its gravitational dominance because we are nearly halfway to our neighbor star, Alpha Centauri. Even 100 astronomical units seem a huge distance. It's only the terminator shock where solar winds slow. It's still a challenge to grasp the vastness of the universe. And talking about vastness, the Oort Cloud is also very vast. Even though it's inhabited by trillions of cometary nuclei, once the Voyagers reach it, and it will take them to reach it some 300 or 400 years, there would be no threat that they would collide with a comet. Just like in the asteroid belt, there's no danger that we can collide with any object due to the huge distances. And now we are really on the threshold to interstellar space. But we are not stepping there as yet. On one hand, our starship has not even reached low Earth orbit. We are excited about IFT 13 that is hopefully going to take place tonight. Whether you hoped or feared that this series is over, don't rejoice or don't worry, because gravity pulls us back to the heart of a star system. So subscribe and see you next time.